What is this metal capsule that appeared in a random shipment at work and has not been claimed? It features a threaded nipple at the top and heating elements on one half, and it appears to be hollow. This seems to be a promising lead. I haven't found anything with heating elements that matches, but there are some similar items. The handwritten serial number suggests it may be custom-made for a specific purpose. I attempted a Google image search but had no success. The capsule is slightly larger than a human head and appears to be composed of two halves clamped together. It arrived in a well-packaged crate marked "Fragile" all over. What is this? This is the green biopropellant tank for the Halcyon Abent Green Biopropellant Thruster Pack, which was installed on the Sherpa Tug OTV, built by Benchmark Space Systems. My father-in-law found this item before he passed away last year, but I can't recall where he found it. He had a strong interest in the history of logging, which makes me wonder if it's related to that, especially since he didn't recognize what it was. He likely found it in the Rumford area. The object is 39 inches long with a 3-inch diameter and is made of iron. So far, I've only searched for metal hooks of similar length. It was found in Maine, and I assume it originally had a long wooden handle attached. I'm considering that it could be related to either nautical or logging activities. Any ideas what this thing is? This is a fireman's hook. They're usually hooked to bite into the log for rolling them. I found this wooden box in a lower cabinet, which contains switches, glass attachments, hoses, and what seems to be a pump or compressor. It is currently for sale at an antique store for $850. The box stands approximately 3.5 feet tall and measures about 18 inches by 18 inches. Any idea what this is made for? It's a vintage, janky, electric cabinet medical device. I found it in a septic tank and have no idea how long it has been there. I believe the darker color is due to discoloration rather than being natural. I'm uncertain whether it has inflated because of the conditions or if it was always this way, but it shouldn't have been able to fit in that location, as the access drains are too narrow. The rubber is quite thick and tough, with a yellow color. I am uncertain about the purpose of the eyes. It is very lightweight and primarily filled with air, measuring 6 to 8 inches in length. There is a small amount of sandy material inside, which only occupies about 10% of the interior. It has no valves or other points of entry and appears to be completely sealed. The eyes on top are also made of thick rubber. I have searched for anything that could be inside the tank, but nothing matches. Any ideas? It's a rubber banana stress toy. This item belonged to my friend, who was a math teacher and college professor from the early 1960s until around the 2010s. It is made of black metal, measuring about 4 inches in length and 1¼ inches in diameter, with a heavy base. I suspect it might be a projector since it has a bulb and lens, but I'm unsure how it would display anything. When I unscrewed the end, a peculiar bulb came out. My knowledge of electricity is very limited. Just flip the switch and electricity is dangerous. The item can tilt on its stand, but there are no markings on the base. I also recently discovered that the lens is a rich blue color. During his time at the Science College, he experienced at least one move to a new building, which involved discarding items from the labs. I attempted a Google search using the brand name Tory, but I couldn't find anything similar. The item could easily be older than the 1960s, as the owner was born in the 1930s in Wisconsin. He worked with summer camps and had a diverse career, primarily as an instructor. Since he was likely an only child, he may have inherited items that are even older. Any ideas? It is a microscope lamp from the 1950s that features a blue filter, which can be removed for regular lighting. I found this item at a thrift store. It is constructed from hardwood and features a solid iron chain link along with brass plates. The interior is hollow and its dimensions are approximately 70 to 80 centimeters in length and 40 centimeters in width. I attempted to use Google Lens for further information, but the results were limited, primarily showing other wooden objects without additional details. Anyone know what this is? This is a device designed for storing captured fish, specifically engineered to remain stationary in a flowing stream. I found a small swiveling hook on a loop that securely snaps into place in both the open and closed positions. It is constructed from metal. While the tip of the hook is not sharp, there is a possibility that something else was previously attached to it and has since broken off, as the surface appears uneven. Anyone know what this is? It's a folding button hook for old-time women's shoes. I found heavy-duty machinery along the shoreline of a pond in Cape Cod. The machinery measures approximately 3 feet in length and exhibits significant rust. It features a large gear attached to a shaft. A friend of mine asserts that it has been in that location for at least 50 years. Anyone know what this is? This is a piston pump for pumping water. It is a 3-cylinder pump with the valves for each cylinder in the square block on top of each cylinder. The valve was most likely a leather flap that allowed water passed it into the cylinder on the intake stroke and then covered the intake opening and discharged it through a different port. I bought this item at a flea market in Berlin, Germany. It is relatively heavy for its size, and once the lid is secured, the black rod on the lid prevents any items from being placed inside. The tag is marked with the number 637, which is also engraved on the interior. The screw on the lid can be turned, causing a metal piece to move slightly back and forth by a few millimeters, but it does not protrude on the opposite side. Any ideas what this thing is? A person mentioned that this is a lead vial used for the safe storage and transportation of radioactive materials. I contacted the non-emergency fire brigade number this morning, and within 2 minutes, 6 fire engines, 3 ambulances, 3 police cars, and a bomb disposal unit arrived on the scene. They evacuated all the residents of the building for 4 hours until the item was finally removed. It was later determined to be thorium. I found small glass tubes, approximately 2 inches in length, filled with liquid beneath a bathroom vanity during remodeling. Each tube features a small glass ball at both ends, each displaying a different color. Any idea what this is made for? They are antique perfume ampules, also referred to as perfume nips.